Good morning, folks. Welcome to our broadcast. Happy to have all of you here with us. Wherever you're joining us from this morning, good morning and welcome. Welcome. Share the live, smash that emoji button. We got a couple of things to discuss with you folks. Len Finance, Sharon, Irwin, Paulette, Onessa Wardeen. How are you folks doing? Sharon Castillo, Edwards, Irwin, Don Cook. Good to have you, Lorraine Pollard, Edward Brooms. Good to have you too. Chevron McDonald. Good to have you, Chevron and Vanessa. Good to have you and Beatrice, Selby. Good to have all of you on the broadcast. Vanessa Adams is here with us this morning. And all the other folks, share the light for us. Smash. That emoji button. Sometimes I get a little animated. So many things happening in the world of politics locally. And some of it just comes with the vicissitudes of political life, the ebbs and flows. How are you guys doing this morning? Happy to have all of you all on the live this morning. What's in your utensil for drinking this morning or for eating? How are you guys doing? You know, bit of a sad note as we start this morning. A bit of a sad note. Happy to have Mark here with us to share in our grief and anguish. Roxanne and Emerson, and we got Beatrice. Brenda Braffett is here too. How you all doing? We trust that you all are good and well. Wherever you're joining us from, happy to have all of you this morning. And in we come a long way, folks. In we come a long way. Haven't we come a long way? November. Month and a half away. 5 years we're on. My God. When we started, I didn't see that. I didn't see it. I saw Roxanne and Annalisa and Mark and Whitney, Sandra and over. They get tired of me just too, man. They get tired to see my face. You know. 5 years. Wish I had something to toast to this morning, to the next 5. You know. Should we mark this 5 years in somewhere significant? Lester says bush tea. Here's utensil for drinking. Is what? Lemongrass? Is what? What's the bush tea? Morning, Toby is here watching from Belladrum. Good morning. Good morning. Marlon Thomas is on the live today. Good to have all of you here with us. Margaret Nelson, Rio Nelson. The Nelsons are here. Good to have you all on the live. Margaret, you had your walkers yet for the morning? You been to the Battery? Good to have you, Brenda Healy. I long to be in the North. The North remembers. I long to be in the North, you see. Just to kind of refire. And I said I might be going for Christmas, but the people say, we coming to you. You want to come and test the cold, and we want the warmth, we coming to you. So alas, I shall be here partly. Osmond Hodge, Lester Williams, good morning. Vanessa Adams, good morning to all of you. Wherever you're joining me from, wherever you're joining us from. Margaret says that they're working on the waterfront. Send us some photographs when they're done. Please and thank you. Send us a photograph or two. Long to be under those trees. Long to be there, Margaret. Long to be there. But happy to have you here with us this morning. Wherever you're joining us from, as I said, a bit of sad news. Got up this morning and learned that the Popeyes on Church Street closed. On Cam Street, rather. The Popeyes on Cam Street is closed. When did that happen? You know? When did that happen? My God. When did that happen? Popeyes in Camp Street. And you know, I never cared much about the chicken, to be honest. Never cared much about the chicken. Perhaps you did. But the fries. What's going to happen with the Cajun fries or Cajun? What do you folks call it? It's K-A-Y? I know that's not how it's spelled, but do you pronounce it as, is it Cajun or is Cajun? I say Cajun, the Cajun fries. My God, nothing is sacred anymore. They're gone Popeyes now. In the name of the Father. Nothing is sacred anymore. They're gone with Popeyes. They're gone with it. Try not to be too loud. I tell you, we starting soft. This new tenure, this new parliament, the 13th parliament, Chronicle, you can get it right. Saw an article this morning, which we can come to in a second. Chronicle said the 12th. That was the last parliament. The life of the 12th parliament came to an end when it was dissolved for general and regional elections. We're entering into the 13th parliament. Name of the Father. 13th parliament. Nothing is sacred anymore. They're going with the Cajun fries now. I was a little facetious. I love me this fries. How shall I go on? It's so dramatic. But the sad news, as we got up this morning, they're going with Popeyes. Starbucks News putting out a story on this, said they visited the area and saw the place closed. A sign out front says, "We done." They couldn't get anybody to speak, even though they saw a couple folks outside there. Couldn't get anybody to speak. We done, we done. Right? You all have Epicurean taste? Eclectic? Can you put eclectic with taste? Are you? I had a bad when I was a little younger. Or a day or two younger. I had a bad. I get good now. I used to buy the Cajun fries. Right? Popeyes right next door almost to churches on Camp Street. Buy the Cajun fries and go in churches and buy the chicken. I find churches fries too plain. Too austere. So I like to pair Popeyes Cajun fries with the church's chicken. You know how? Right. I think it's a good pair. The Cajun fries. Who likes plain fries anyhow? Perhaps my son, Zane. He likes fries anyhow. But for me, and us, and we're a little higher palate. It's the Cajun fries for me. But with that said, folks, the closing of the Popeyes and Cam Street and the fact that we no longer will be having the Cajun fries, the fact that nothing is sacred anymore. I mean, you don't send out a notice anymore. Say, Sherrod, you won't be able to come and do your pairings. Like, what is it? What is it? I mean, what tickles your taste buds? What tickles your taste buds, you know? For your fast food. Fast food now ain't fast. Fast food now ain't fast at all. I told you my experience of, what is it? KFC. I still waiting on the chicken, but 6 months now. I still waiting on that chicken. 6 months to a year. People never turn up. I remember going in a place, it was a Pizza Hut, but 2-3 hours waiting on a pizza. A personal pan. Right? You never bought a personal pan. Eat it out, wipe your mouth and go home like if you're hungry. So that when this house eat by. It's only me. All right. Beatrice oxtail. The best oxtail I've had. Those of you who live in Atlanta, There's a Creole place. There's like 2 or 3 of them string along a path there outside of Atlanta. One of the best oxtail I had was from that giant there. They sell a lot of Caribbean cuisine. One of the best oxtail I had. I'd find it right now just with the oxtail. Beatrice, thanks for reminding me. Thanks for reminding me. But one of the larger things I want to get to as we talk about food and what tickles your palate, right? Andrew said the Chinese will start with that same Cajun fries. Saint Romain, Everett says, love Church's chicken. Yes, Church's chicken and the Cajun fries. Something from heaven, right? Love it. But we've seen over the last 6 months, while I was waiting for that order from KFC that never came, a string of businesses, and Popeyes is just the most recent, and Starbucks News says they've been trying to get from Popeyes the reason for the closure. Very tight-lipped. It's like a state secret. A lot of businesses are closing, and closing very quietly, right? Very quietly, right? Elizabeth says, you really like pizza for wait 3 hours. You know, listen, it's not I like the pizza, no. Every time I think about saying what's on my mind, I think about the fact I'm going to end up on Kaichur News and Starbucks News front page. So I stood in that place, many things going through my head. You know, many things going through my head. And I said, Lord, keep me. Right? As a member of parliament, I want to be a distraction. Don't let embarrass the team. Keep me. And I sat down there and I said, never again. The branch on Camp Street. I've bought back pizza, hot pizza, several times. Go up the East Coast. You know? Never again. Never the day Canoe Boat Pond. I set foot back. That one there. But at the point I want to make a string of businesses we've seen, and Popeyes is only the most recent one. Y'all will tell me if this graphic rings a bell, because we've talked about it so many times. So many times. We saw a number of BPOs, business processing outsourcing, or business process outsourcing. This is your call centers. ITEL on Camp Street shut its doors. Right? Midas in Linden closed down. Right? Acuity, BPO, like Popeyes, they say we done. We out of here. And then you had a show-based company, GY, SBI, they did some downsizing. Them big. Opened less than 3 years ago. They had operations on the East Bank. When you pass there now, Cobweb, them big shut and gone. Another business called Only Coconuts. They give up. They didn't get it right. Only Coconuts give up. All of this is over the last 6 months. The latest victim, Popeyes. But Popeyes will not want to say anything to upset the powers that be. These are the stories we don't talk about. You see, because the impression is had that here is so open for investment, and anything you drop in the soil right here now with this $1 trillion economy, gas about to pump, the oil flowing. It's going to succeed. It's going to prosper. It's going to thrive. But the last 6 months, and that's just a snapshot, you know. That's just a snapshot. I think a lot of businesses are going to be like Popeyes. They're struggling, suffering in silence because they don't want to upset the powers that be. At least when they come back to do something else, right? Chicken and working out are gone into construction. At least when they come back in some other iteration, they don't get through. They got a spokes in the wheel. But nothing on regular. If this has a business climate for success, and for businesses not only to exist, but to thrive, how come Popeyes gone? I would have loved to know when was the last day of operation. You know? I had to go and buy a roast of the Cajun fries and blast freeze. That's number one. You know? But I'm so hurt this morning. It's like seeing the disintegration of the Nigel. I'm so hurt. Nothing is sacred anymore. Right? They kill the Cajun fries now. Thank God, wait till I go up north. Well, the Northerners coming for Christmas. I want you to know. I tell the people are coming. They say, no. We coming to you. You don't come to me. The last time you come, you stayed 2 months. We thought you got shares. We thought you moving in 2 whole months. You don't come to us. We come to you. We'll come to you. So I just wanted to alert you to that. You see? Long live the Cajun fries. At least in Guyana, the Cajun fries is no more. And our thoughts, you know, we hope the people bounce back. We hope the employees get a cushion. You know? And we gotta interrogate that kind of information some more. Too many businesses shutting shop. The businesses going back to the home countries. We can carry operations back. This climate here. So we're watching it. So sad to see the death of the Cajun fries locally. Let's say come and enjoy the cold. Well, I could only come and get an invitation. I'm so loud and facetious. I can only come and get the invitation. That being said, folks, let me turn your attention to some other matters that we have happening in the 592 and perhaps some allied matters in the diaspora as well. I'm trying to find my place in the notes, just in case you didn't notice. So we got Popeyes happening. I saw recently they tell us that minister within the office of the Prime Minister, Kwame McCoy, he met with state media personnel. You know, all them having these meetings, they're putting out the vision and this and that and so forth. By the time next month, the status quo continues. So he's telling them about how to put out the propaganda and so on. Meeting with managers and production teams from the state media entities. This was yesterday. Meeting with the folks. He said they were discussing strategies to improve coordination, public communication. He said the meeting included figures from the Department of Public Information, the National Communications Network, The Guyana national newspapers, limited as well. All of them were there. You know, the international observer missions all said that the opposition in this country needs equal access to the media. I wonder if that was discussed in this new dispensation as they were talking about enhanced efficiency, transparency, and public awareness. I didn't notice they mentioned inclusivity there. All of the missions pointed out, wasn't it? Abraham Lincoln, late great US president, who said no nation can long survive half slave and half free. It's a government choke off. Government media for themselves. That's what they've done. That is what they have done. And there are consequences for that. Surely they know that. But they're willing to do it because it allows for the perpetuation of the presence in power. It allows for that. If all you've seen is them whole day, you can think it's the only them exists. And then you've gone in the ballot box and God forbid all you can see is cup. All you can see is cup. That's all I could see. I got a fantastic song I fell in love with in Trinidad and Tobago. It's an old song. Right? Snake in the Balizé. Balizé, I think, is the national flower. Trinidad and Tobago is also the party symbol for the People's National Movement, the PNM. Snake in the Balizé. Snake in the cup. Deceit in the cup. Corruption in the cup. But all I could see is the cup. I'll show you corruption in the cup just now. Stay with us. Show you folks some corruption in the cup. But all of the entities talked about inclusivity in state media. Vanessa, Eva, Bernice, Pierre Lecoq, Mandy Cummins. Inclusivity, equal access. Talk about that. That didn't come up. It's the most darning, what's the word? You can imagine, we'll have a sitting apartment coming up. State media reporters, communication officers, they will go to a government minister right next to you. Never ask you a question. They will take the photographs of all of the government ministers and take none of the opposition. And we call that inclusive government. You can apply for time to put this show on NCN and bring them some ratings. Why is that? They talk inclusivity, but they don't really believe it. They don't really believe it. So all this efficiency and transparency and public awareness is for the ruling party. In the National Assembly constitute the opposition and government. But they think it's just the government. So their political masters warn them, coerce them, only cover, drive fear into them, only cover what the government is doing and what the party is doing, the ruling party. Don't you dare ever take a photograph of Sherrod. Don't ever take a picture, comment, a quote. Don't do it. Don't do it. Right now, we got 1,100 of you watching us. I certain right now, if they haven't finished this yet, NCN has a morning program too. They got 11 people watching them. More staff, more production, more lights, more cameras, more action. Got about 11 people watching them. But they would instruct. Don't cover, don't talk to them. Right? Don't talk to them. That's what they would say. And that is why this report coming out of the Reporters Across Borders, I think it is so important. And I saw one letter writer picked up in the morning papers about it. When these international organizations review the work of government and publish your findings, they get vexed. And then there's one methodology and who you talk to, who you visit, so they could go and victimize more people. This letter by one Ferlin Pedro in this morning's paper, it has defended the concerns raised by Reporters Without Borders regarding press freedom in Guyana. Yes. Why has the government been dismissing such concerns about press freedom in Guyana? And in this letter, Pedro argues that sustained hostility and intimidation from top government officials towards journalists can create a chilling effect, silencing critical reporting and undermining democratic discourse. Pedro emphasized that in a politically polarized country like Guyana, the president's significant influence over the media's regulatory appointments poses a real threat to press independence. It's about a week now. Them boys are back. We saw the incident with Travis Chase and President Fanali. And of more recent vintage, Starbuck News and the Fanali government. Right. So, okay, Starbuck News, Travis little thing. Starbuck News wrong too. Starbuck News wrong too. This government, it is clear, does not like the press. Right? They don't like the scrutiny. They don't like the transparency, the accountability that comes to the press. They don't. And that is why you see the kind of pushback, shaming, right? Fear being driven into the press in this country. That's why you see that. Pedro criticized in his letter to the press today efforts to delegitimize the Guyana Press Association through personal attacks on its members. This letter writer called such attacks repugnant and harmful to the institutional integrity. Repugnant. He said, my Lord, it was worth the read. It's worth the read. If you hear something and you say, well, I wouldn't have said it like that, but I like how they said. You know, I like how it was said. Part of what we're following this morning, government has got to respect journalists in this country. Respect journalists in this country. Respect journalists. Government got a fascination with percentages. You see? A fascination with percentages. See them talking recently about where Brick Dam police station is in terms of the rehabilitation, the construction. 65% complete. It's like the Deborah Harbour Bridge. Right? 65% complete. Whatever happened to that story that caused the Brick Dam police station to be in this whole phase of rebuilding in the first place? 85%, I think they said. 90% of the Brick Dam police station compound and everything in it was destroyed by fire. And you all remember the story about the wire, the lighter, and the sponge? Whatever happened to that? Remember Robeson, foreign minister, he was very eager to say, them boys up north is bulking them. And then this guy, according to them, confessed, the inmate, that he had a wire, a lighter, and a sponge, and took down 80% of the Brick Dam police station. Billions in losses. That's why in his life, you know. Wire, lighter, and a sponge. We're watching it. Watching it to see how it goes, how it shapes up. And look, this other story we're following. The election trial cases, they continue. Those cases continue. And it's quite interesting. Some we're hearing coming out of this case. It's quite interesting. We saw recently this young man who used to be with Anug, or was it TCI? I think it was Anug. He suddenly make a jump. Jump. Josh Kanai. Daniel Josh Kanai. We saw him walking behind Priya quite recently. He's holding the umbrella or the bag or something like that. Josh Kanai. He apparently had given a statement as to what he saw during the 2020 general and regional elections and had come back. He said he wanted to expand on that initial statement as though he had now remembered something of significance. Well, the judge said no. The judge said no. Magistrate Faith Magusti. She ruled rather against the prosecution's attempt to introduce new witness statement. To introduce a new witness statement in this ongoing trial. The court said that admitting a second statement from Daniel Kanai, Josh Kanai, it would cause substantial unfairness, requiring the prosecutors to rely on his original testimony. He now remembers something. Right? He now remember after he's been on the, what do you call it? The president's youth policy initiative. He just remembers something more. After he get worked now with Priya, just remember something. He said, I want to expand. I'm put down a little more. It's coming back to me now. It's all coming back to me now. Touch you like this, if I hold you like that. Judge say, just said, it seems long ago, the 2020 election, but it's all coming back to me now. You see? It's all coming back. Some people get some real brown bag in this government. And then some people, not so much. Take a parliamentary secretary role. Take an MP role. Right? People out in Norway come and get ministry. Rock and come in Keoma Griffith, Minister Keoma Griffith, Ministry of Labour. And James out here every day, every second making a post. Fighting on arrival. Fighting for survival. Take a seat in Parliament, man. Humble Tate. We got this. You think the PP can trust them? My God. My God. Make it make sense. Just remember something. Right. You remember Swift Girl? You remember Swift Girl? All right. They're moving through. A lot of programs, a lot of work them boys get. Just we're not going to allow that. We're not going to do that. Rock and come again. I saw Sabbath News pointing out that this consultancy from Interagency Christy Naomi, right? Naomi says she believes James is the founder of the PPP. I wouldn't doubt you. I wouldn't doubt you that James is the founder of the PPP. I wouldn't doubt you at all. From how he's carry on, eh? I don't doubt you. Sabbath News has raised some questions about this contract from this company called Interagency to do consultation work for the Ghana Power and Light Company. It has raised some very, very valid concerns. Very, very valid concerns. This energy deal, worth over $15 million US. And there are some mountain procurement concerns. But them boys go it on. Mountain concerns. It is a Dominican Republic company, the Inter-Energy Group, and it's overseeing elements of the Gas to Shore project. My God. The consultancy. You see? Part of what they're overseeing. A lot of folks have said this thing here, not on the up and up. It is not on the up and up. And that there should be a review. Right? You think it's one thing wrong in this country? Huh? You think it's one thing wrong? You better think again. Again, we're just pushing a couple of things by you. Just a couple of things. We did talk about the new Minister of Labor. He has come out, I guess, with a plan. Right? Stiff competition to be out there and to state what you're doing. Very, very stiff competition. He says he has a vision to strengthen the workforce across Guyana. But we wish him well with that. We wish him well with that. But how come Keoma come from almost out of nowhere? Almost out of nowhere. And get in. And the founder of the PPP, James Bond. The founder. Not so much. Not so much. Right? The trust is real. The mistrust, the distrust is real. And as we wrap up, folks, to show you all a little bit about who them boys be, before we get there, rather, we don't talk about it nearly enough. to tell you folks to be careful on the roadways out there. And we saw, just like we did in the one of the previous stories you went through, right? One letter writer writing to the press says that Guyana roadways have gotten so dangerous now. I think they have been for a long time. You all don't hear us saying that Guyana has some of the most dangerous roadways in the world. This letter is by a citizen, M. Imrit, who highlights the growing danger on Guyana roadways. Reckless driving, public disregard for traffic rules, pointing to them as key contributors. Stressing in this letter to the press that citizens must take responsibility for their behavior on the road. Imrit noted that safe driving practices such as the 5 C's should be taught in school, but instead they are increasingly ignored. Right? Increasingly ignored. Our traffic woes. Woe unto us. We got to slow down and arrive alive. I want us to do that. Slow down and arrive alive. And as we're on issues of road safety, citizens' mobility, as we're on that, I saw the PPP celebrating a gentleman called Jamal Hussein heading to Parliament. Oh, and how they're extolling all of Hussein's virtues. Oh, he's a fantastic supporter. He is one of the friends, the family, and the favorites. The only thing in this case here is that there's an unresolved issue concerning Jamal Hussein. PPPite Jamal Hussein. As we run the road usage, I saw the state newspapers speaking glowing terms this morning of Hussein, and what this moment means for him as a member of the National Assembly. Hussein pledging to use his role to continue advocating across Region 6, where he hails from. Right? And where he has served since 2016 under the PPP. Not all is well and good for Jamal. But Jamal got a little unresolved history, especially as it regards road safety. You know? Especially as it regards road safety. Because we're learning that on May 1, 2021, Jamal Hussein was involved in an incident while attempting to maneuver on White Bridge access road in Region 6. Right. He reported that he felt the vehicle run over something. Jamal Hussein, one of the PPP's friends, family, and favorites, he said he felt the vehicle run over something. He exited to find a gentleman by the name of Michael Henriquez, right? Injured severely. He felt he had run over something while trying to maneuver on this bridge. Came out of the vehicle to find Michael Henriquez severely injured. It is alleged Hussein left the scene of the accident. It is alleged. He fled the scene of the accident. A breathalyzer test was performed. We told nothing of significance found there. Later performed. But the gentleman who was run over by Jamal Hussein's vehicle succumbed at hospital. He succumbed. No charges were laid on Hussein for the death of Michael Henriquez. No charges were laid. And to this day, since 2021, Hussein's file is with the DPP for a legal opinion. That is what it means to be a friend, a family, and a favorite. The law applies to everybody else but you. That is what it means. Michael Henriquez's only fault was that he was on the same road with Jamal Hussein that fateful day of May 1, 2021. Jamal said he felt he ran over something. Came out of his vehicle to find Michael Henriquez badly wounded. Listen to this as we wrap up. Hussein paid $50,000 bail and has been free ever since. Free ever since. I saw the police complain yesterday that the acid thrower, rightfully so they complained, the person who threw the acid on the two girls from Balwant Singh Hospital was put on bail, and they objected to bail. Mind you, I saw Attorney Ronald Daniel says it's a bailable offense. As heinous, as reprehensible as it sounds, it's a bailable offense. But a man who was involved in an accident that took the life of another man, Michael Henriquez, he could pay $50,000 as bail, and 4 years later, right, $50,000. A man just alleged, right, that I call him a jagabat, and I was on 200,000 plus bail. We weren't in the same area. He said on my show, the night show, he wasn't even watching. Somebody called him and told him. In court, he said he didn't even know what jagabat meant. But he didn't like that I called him a jagabat. Allegedly. And I was on more than $200,000 bail. Michael Henriquez lost his life. $50,000 bail. And the man who was driving the vehicle at that time, he still is the Region 6 Vice Chair, Jamal Hussein. He's now elevated to the level of the National Assembly. And the matter is still with the DPP for legal opinion. Sonia Parag's niece, Minister of Education. Right. Her niece was intercepted at Chedijagan International Airport with cocaine for the purpose of trafficking, according to what's in the public domain. Zenil, she was sentenced and then had to do a psychological evaluation. She's still walking free. Still walking free. Right? You all know the other one from Linden. What's his name? Sentenced to 9 months for fraud. Sentenced 9 months for fraud. What's his name? Remind me. Out of Linden, who had claimed his house burned down. Coalition people build a man house, a man went to the PP. Lorimer. 9 months he was sentenced. Right? He and me to jail yet. In this one Guyana. Hear me to jail yet in this one Guyana. And when you point out these things, they say you're loud and you're a rabble-rouser. And it's fake news. Kevin Lorimer. 9 months. Man, I see jail yet. There's another official. Ministry of Finance. He was doing a U-turn in Berbice as well. Knocked down a young teacher. Killed him on the spot. Just like Jamal Hussein. No consequence. No consequence. Right? Fazal Jafar Ali. He's back in the National Assembly. He was an MP in the 12th Parliament. He knocked down a 12-year-old in Berbice as well. Thankfully, the young man walked away with his life. Jafar Ali left the scene of the accident. No consequence. No consequence in this one Guyana. No consequence. Or the consequence is elevation. Jamal Hussein coming into the National Assembly as a member of Parliament. It's a member of Parliament. Right? You ask Michael Henriquez, you ask his family if they think that's just. If they think that's justice being done. And here to tell you. Let us leave it there this morning, folks. Let us leave it there. We don't want to slander anybody, liable anybody. But the facts is the facts. The truth is the truth. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Valid and credible information all the time. Thanks for joining us, Juliet, Mickle, Everil, all the usual suspects on with us this morning. It's been nothing short of a pleasure and a privilege being here with you fantastic folks. As usual, share the broadcast for us before you go. Smash that emoji button as well, Wendy and Everil, Annette, Keith, Melissa, we see you there. Deborah, Donna, Sandra, good to have all of you here. Beryl and the whole gang, the whole team. Thanks for joining us this morning. Smash that emoji button. We got 1,300 of you. I ain't coming after you. I'll smash it. And I won't come up. So please smash it quick. Right? On our Facebook page, we got over 400 of you watching us. If all of you watching us on Facebook, smash the emoji button. You know how many more people can see this program coming into their feeds? Do us that privilege. You mightn't be able to send us $1. But do us that privilege. Share the live. Smash that emoji button for us. We're going to see you guys on the other side. That's our time this morning. Have a great morning. Have a fantastic day. And stay. Bye.